Mr. Adams is on probation in each of those cases for the third-degree felony offense of deadly conduct discharging a firearm. Was placed on probation September 26th of 2023. Looks like the allegations in those motions are an alleged new offense of fleeing from a police officer in December of 2025, unlawful carrying a weapon December of 2025, failing to associate with disreputable persons or be present at a location where criminal act was committed, failing to report the arrest, failing to perform community service, out past curfew, possessing a firearm in violation of probation, behind in fees in both cases. Mr. Burbank has filed a motion asking that I set a bond in each of the cases. He's on deferred probation, and at this time, there's no bond. Is that correct? Mr. Burbank, you may, Mr. Adams, best you can, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Mr. Burbank, you may proceed.
Your Honor, just for, if I may, just make a brief statement.
Sure.
These two new offenses are Mr.
I need everybody to hold it down. I need you to speak up a little, please. Thank you.
These two offenses are misdemeanors. I have talked numerous times to the district attorney. He has cooperated, and as much as he can. We do not have the actual police reports except the PC. I don't know if you have the PC or not.
I don't, that's what I was
Judge,
looking
I was going to tender
for.
the copy of the probable cause affidavit to the court for this
You
hearing.
can tender it.
I marked the states as F1, Your Honor.
No, any objection to states
Oh,
one?
no, I-
Thank you.
One of the things that we are lacking is the video of the scene, because I read it as a defense attorney, and kind of have questions in reference to the charge itself. The firearms being in the back seat, there were other people in the car, and the firearms were next to them. No one claimed ownership, but basically because he was the operator of the car, he was arrested. I will also submit to you that he was probably the only one that was not intoxicated at the time, and as such, it was not his car, and he had to get home, and so he was the designated driver at the time. And so with that, Judge, the other thing too I want to point out is I've asked Mr. Adams, I believe that he has no write-ups in the jail since he's been incarcerated in reference to any disciplinary actions. And I would like to call Mr. Adams.
Go ahead.
For the name, for the record, state your name.
Mr. Adams.
And what I have told the court in reference to your behavior in jail, have you been acting accordingly?
Yes, sir.
And you have not had any write-ups?
No, sir.
How long have you been incarcerated? How long have you been in jail?
18 days.
18 days? Yes. Now, you realize that one of the violations is you haven't been doing your community service fully, correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you addressed that problem since you've been incarcerated?
Yes, sir. I connected with my preacher.
Speak up.
I connected with my preacher. And he's going to put
Who is your preacher?
Jeremy Williams.
Okay, and he has a church on Washington Boulevard,
Yes, sir.
and he has advised or has told you and your family that he would make sure that you got on the right track and did what you needed to do, correct?
Yes, sir.
In addition, your mom's back here, correct? You may not have known that, but she's here, right?
Yes, sir.
You realize that you shouldn't have been where you were, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you shouldn't have been in a car with firearms, correct?
Yes, sir.
Though we do have affidavits from the people there claiming ownership, we haven't gotten to that point yet, have we? They were not your firearms.
No, sir.
Okay. If the court was to consider to post a bond, do you have any problem living with your mom?
No, sir.
Or having a monitor on? Or any other type of monitor to whether drugs or alcohol or anything like that, correct?
No, sir.
And abide and try to get back on track again.
Yes, sir.
You do not have any assets in reference to bank accounts or anything like that, correct? And though I am here, this money came from family members, correct?
Yes, sir.
You don't have anything to post, well, you would have enough to post a reasonable bond, if one was set, correct?
Yes, sir.
I have nothing further to judge, unless you may have some questions in reference.
Give me just a second. Thank you.
One last, do you have a job?
No, sir.
Can you get a job?
Yes, sir.
When was your last job?
Construction site in August,
In August? And what were you doing on the construction site?
flagging.
Flagging?
Yes, sir.
You think you can get that job back?
I'm actually getting my CDL. Ms. Joseph hooked me up with the school that I've been getting to, and I'm on my last step of getting my CDL.
So you were enrolled in school at the time that this happened,
Yes, sir.
and you only have one more stage in order to get your CDL license?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nichols?
Judge, my concern is this, he's on two probations for being involved in a shooting, 2 deadly conducts. It was a situation where shots were exchanged between 2 different groups of people, and he was on one side of that, and obviously there wasn't much cooperation from either side, so he ended up with 2 deadly conduct probations. Here we have him in a car with 2 other guys, 3 people, 3 guns, and the reason, once the officer tries to pull them over, they slow roll for a few more blocks. That's why it's eluding and not, or fleeing a police officer and not evading in a motor vehicle. And of course, during that time, all 3 guns are hidden under a jacket in the back seat. I don't think that's a coincidence that we haven't delayed pulling over, and then 3 guns are in the back seat. What I don't have is a full case report of all the details, but we can tell that from the probable cause affidavit. I believe the individual he was with is Xavier Kane. Now, if it's not in that probable cause affidavit, then I'm mistaken, because that's the only information I have. If it is Xavier Kane, he's also on felony probation. He shouldn't be hanging out with him. The information.
Who was in the car with you?
Lyndon LaSalle.
Who's also a felon.
Okay.
Not just his son,
Lyndon LaSalle
Junior.
Jr.?
I looked this up for Mr. Burbank the other day. There is a Lyndon LaSalle Sr. who's a felon. Lyndon LaSalle Jr., I dismissed a unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon case several years ago. That's why I recall his name.
Okay.
He's certainly a person of ill repute.
So he's a prior felon.
He may
If
not be. I think he had a felon. He had a
Felony
a prior felony.
Okay, but not on anything right
That was not the
now.
reason for that dismissal. Nothing current.
I don't believe he has a record, Judge.
Who was the other person that was in the car?
Jordan Collins.
Okay. It didn't matter to me, honestly, at this point, didn't matter. Okay. What else? Anything else?
Just if the court's going to set a bond, I ask it to be a high enough bond to protect the community. This is his 3rd case involving firearms. Judge.
Yeah, so Mr. Adams, the deadly conducts aren't just, I mean, it was a shootout between, I mean, it's just more of the same.
It really was.
Hang on, right now is probably not a good time for you to say anything, like Mr. Burbank. So the first case, or the 2 cases that you're on probation for, 2 people actually got shot. So you and whoever are shooting at each other, you admit it to the police officers that day. So there's no, I didn't do it. You admitted to it, you pled guilty to it, and 2 people got shot, whether it was your bullets or whoever else was shooting, y'all were all shooting at each other because your grandma's car got shot up. So obviously y'all were getting shot at, y'all were shooting at people, and people who had nothing to do with it ended up getting shot, and you got deferred probation. I sent you to ISF, right? So you've already been to ISF so that you could get right. Get the tools to make better decisions. And here you are out at 11:30 at night with 3 guns in the car, smelling like marijuana, cruising around doing what when you're supposed to be at home? With 3 guns in the car.
we actually was leaving the party. I never was in the car. I just
Should
saw
you
it.
have been at the party?
I stayed past my birthday.
Okay. So it's hard for me to believe when you're out at a party and you're on 2 felony probations for 2 people getting shot, that you just ended up in some car. Why didn't you pull over? I'm not asking you to answer right now, but you didn't pull over when they asked you to. When they got behind you, you kept going. So at this time, I'm going to find all right, I'll grant the motions, but I'm setting the bonds in each of the cases at $200,000. A condition of those bonds, if you make them, is that you will be required, and at some point, I thought I put you on house arrest, but I guess you weren't on house arrest at the time of this? Or were you supposed to be on house arrest?
I have paid everything off.
Okay, so you will be, if you make the bonds of $200,000 in each case, then conditions of those bonds are that you have to wear a GPS monitoring device and you will be on house arrest. You cannot leave your house except to come to court or visit with Mr. Burbank without my permission. Do you understand? All right, go back with the bailiff. All right, are you Claudia Villalobos? And will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
She will.
Ms. Villalobos, in cause number 22-39754. My computer's going slow.
Oh.
I have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. Shows that you were placed on probation September 12th of 2022 for the state jail felony offense of possession of a controlled substance, and that was a 5-year deferred probation. Is that correct? It alleges that you violated your probation. Count 1 alleges that you failed to report to the probation office as ordered July 10th, July 17th, and August 6th of 2025. And is that true or not true? Count 2 alleges that you provided a urine sample June 26th of 2025 that tested positive for methamphetamine. Is that true or not true?
It wasn't a urine sample, it was a patch, drug patch.
Okay, but so you tested positive around that same time, June 26th?
It was just.
On the drug patch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so with that changed,
No objection.
that's true? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then count 3 alleges that you admitted to using methamphetamine July 24th of 2025. Is that true or not true? I'm sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
true or not true?
True.
Thank you. Count 4 alleges that you failed to provide verification of performing the community service hours as ordered. Is that true or not true? And then count 5 alleges that you're behind in your court-assessed fees. Is that true or not true?
It's true.
And count 6 alleges that you did not abide by the drug patch guidelines. Is that true or not true? Did you enter your pleas of true to counts 1 through 6 freely and voluntarily? And because they're all true. I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? I've already probably done all that. All right, state tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Any evidence that Ms. Villalobos is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 6 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of possession of a controlled substance. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 11 months in the state jail prison. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I have handed you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Ms. Holmes. Right? Good luck to you, ma'am. You can go back with the bailiff.
What do you want to do?
Unless there's some,
Because there's a state jail felony, but there's no cap or anything here, so it's just unagreed.
it's just, if it's unagreed, it's unagreed.
Even if the punishment is within the range of punishment, even if the sentence is within the range of punishment.
I mean, that's what we do on all of them. Unless there's some thing that is given in exchange, there's another case that's going to be filed, or, you know, just anything else, then it could be considered some type of an agreement.
Yeah.
All right. Are you Vishal? And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He will, Judge.
Mr. Vishal, in cause number 25 DCCR 0507, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of criminally negligent homicide from December 31st of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Speak up,
You
please.
gotta speak up real loud.
Yes,
And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they've charged you with?
yes.
I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Gertz? Speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
I need to hear you and she needs to hear you. Okay? So do you fully understand those documents that you signed?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's my understanding that you are leaving your punishment up to the court, up to me. I want to make sure you understand that you have an absolute right to have a jury come and determine 2 things. The first is to determine if you're guilty or not, and then you could leave your punishment up to that jury. If we go forward this way, you're waiving that right and you're leaving your punishment up to me. And is that what you want to do?
Yes.
State tenders number 1.
We have no objection, Judge.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Vishal is not competent?
No, Judge.
Also, Mr. Vishal, do you understand that a plea of guilty or no contest, if you're not a U.S. citizen, may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? All right. Then I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for sentencing so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me
Judge,
more information about
State
you
has
and your
tendered
case.
exhibit number 1, and we have no objections. It's admitted into evidence. Is there any evidence to suggest that Mr. Vickel is not mentally competent? Attorney, no objection, Your Honor. Mr. Vickel, do you understand that by pleading guilty or no contest, if you're not a U.S. citizen, this could result in deportation, denial of entry, or even the loss of your ability to gain citizenship in the future? Defendant, yes, Your Honor. Very well. I find that your plea of guilty is entered freely and voluntarily. I also find that you are mentally competent and fully understand the consequences of your plea. Based on the evidence presented, I find sufficient grounds to declare you guilty. However, I will be resetting your case for sentencing so the probation department can prepare a pre-sentence report. This report will provide me with more information about you and the circumstances surrounding your case, which will help me make an informed decision at sentencing. If there's anything you think is important for me to know, be sure to communicate that to Ms. Gertz. She will present it to me on your behalf when we reconvene for sentencing.